Hey, what's going on, guys? The Horror Man back with the next review of the Fangoria Challenge. This time, Jason and I watched Last House on the Left. Last House on the Left is a 1972 horror film, written and directed by Wes Craven, and it was actually his first film. Despite that important fact, though, Fangoria still considers it to be one of the 101 best horror movies you've never seen. Truthfully, I think that might be the case, to an extent. I feel like Last House on the Left is another one of those films that everyone claims they have seen, but maybe they really didn't watch it. If they did, they probably watched it maybe once. And if they have seen it, chances are they've probably only seen one of the cuts. This Vestron VHS release contains the R-rated cut, which is probably rarer than the unrated at this point. That's because up until the Blu-ray release of the film, the unrated cut was the only one available on DVD. To be clear, Jason and I did watch the unrated version. I watched this MGM DVD right here. I'm pretty sure this is the same DVD release he'll be showing though, so I'll just keep showing the VHS for the sake of this video. Last House on the Left has gained a reputation of being raw and extreme. After all these years, I think it definitely holds up. On the brink of Mary's 17th birthday, she and her friend Phyllis are going to a concert. Mary's parents are a bit wary of her going into the dangerous city. Her father, a doctor, is also not happy about what she has decided to wear. I won't go into specifics though. On the way to the concert, Mary and Phyllis decide to stop for some grass. They meet a young guy on the street who claims to have some. When they follow him up to his room, though, they learn the harsh reality of dealing with strangers. The man they met on the street is Junior, and his father is Krug, a murderer who recently escaped prison. Then there is Fred, Weasel Podowski, who is sort of Krug's henchman. He is also an escaped convict. Krug's sadistic girlfriend Sadie rounds out the bunch. Mary and Phyllis are captured and exploited, to say the least. The following morning, they are thrown in the trunk as the group heads to Canada. Meanwhile, Mary's parents have called the cops, concerned that their daughter never returned home. The cops really don't seem to care, though, claiming Mary will probably be home by the afternoon. It just so happens that Mary and Phyllis are closer than Mary's parents realize. Krug and Company's car has broken down not far from their house, the last house on the left. Krug and Company, by the way, was an alternate title of the film. Just through the woods and across a stream, Mary's parents are stricken with grief, worried about their daughter. All the while, Mary and Phyllis are being raped and murdered. Not long after, Krug and his gang arrive at Mary's house, not knowing that's where she lived. Her parents take them in, mistaking them for innocent strangers whose car broke down. But when Mary's mother figures out what has happened, she and her husband turn the tables. Krug and Company enjoyed the torture they inflicted on the young women, but they won't enjoy the revenge inflicted on them. Last House on the Left is still as disturbing as ever. At the same time, though, it's a really good film. It's very 70s, and that works for the movie. The footage looks raw and choppy, which makes it even scarier. It's like watching an authentic snuff film, I can imagine. The 70s folk music playing throughout is a creepy contrast, and that includes a song sung by David Hess himself, who plays Krug. This was also his first feature film. Last House on the Left is still notorious for being so brutal, even though many, much more brutal films have been made since. The blood looks real. The effects look real. Krug and company are so mean-spirited. There's plenty of nudity, but it's disturbing nudity, with maybe the exception of the opening scene. And the ending of Last House on the Left is extremely satisfying. There is so much trivia about this film, I could probably go on talking about it for an hour, but I'll stop here. There are also plenty of movies I had in mind for a relatable recommendation. Ultimately, I decided to keep it simple though, and go with The Last House on the Left remake. This was a 2009 remake of the film, and it's really good as well. I will say I much prefer the original because I think that 70s vibe is what really does it for me. If you enjoy a more polished Hollywood look though, then definitely check out this remake. It also has a really good cast. Have you seen Last House on the Left? If so, what do you think of it? Comment below and let me know. And please be sure to check out Jason's review. What's up next in the Fangoria challenge? Check back soon to find out. Thanks for watching, guys. Hit that thumbs up and be kind. Subscribe.